For today, I'm back on Silent Hill 2, and this time with the RTX 2070. And we're playing the 1080p, and for the settings, it's nearly maxed, minus the shadows, right there. See you guys in the game. So yeah, one of you told me to lower the shadow quality for the max preset, so I'm doing just that. For this one, I'm going to avoid using RT, because this card is not really an RT card, and I want to get 60 FPS. And this area here will always stutter. Every card that I've tested, on the Ally, this card, 4060 I believe as well, this scene does stutter every single time. So at this point, I'm like 4.5 hours into the game. I'm towards the end. There's like 2 more sections to go pretty much, and I'm done. I swear somebody said that this game was going to be twice as long as the OG, but that is not the case, at least for me. And I'm not speedrunning the game, I'm going through every door, checking everything. I mean, there's no side puzzles, I don't think, but doing all the puzzles. And still, it took me 4.5 hours and I'm nearing the end. I think it took me around 7 hours to beat the OG game from the PS2. And this game will probably take me, I'm guessing, like maybe 8 hours, 9 hours to finish it. But on Saturday night, I paused my game. I was up to the second apartment area. And I saved my game, I quit. Came back on Sunday, and my game was running like crap. It was running so poorly. I was getting like 40 FPS on a 3080. And on the previous night, I was playing a native, same settings and getting 60 plus. It was very smooth. I couldn't tell that the game was lagging. But on Sunday, I came back and man, it was like half the frames. Could not tell you what was happening, but I still played it at like 40 to 50 FPS. I think actually outside as well, I was getting like 50 FPS on a 3080. And as you guys know, going around in the city isn't the most intensive thing in this game. So that was definitely unexpected. Yeah, and yeah, this entire time it's been sitting at 30 to 40 FPS. It's mainly 30 FPS, I would say. But during the city, it is going up and it is now sitting at 40 FPS, which I think is playable. I would say 30 to 40 FPS is playable. Ideally on a controller. But I mean, if you want to play it with a keyboard and mouse, you can, but it will feel very sluggish. And the game will stutter as well, keep that in mind. It has done it on every single card, so it's not unique to the 2070. And even 4 hours into the game does stutter for me, so it won't go away. So just so you know. I think 60 FPS will be doable on average, but in the intro and in those heavy scenes, I think it will still fall down below it. And in the city, guys, we're sitting at the high 40s and the low 50s. So yeah, there we have it. DLSS at the quality preset. Alright, we gained, what, 7 FPS here so far? There we go, 40 to 45 FPS now instead of 32 FPS. So quite good actually, a decent jump. And the graphics look pretty good as well. 40, 37. Okay, our lowest was around 37 with the same stutters. I keep telling you, but this intro scene will stutter every single time. So far, I think this game is better than the original. In some areas it's worse, but I think in most cases it is an improvement. Mainly in the gameplay, in how you move, you know, the shooting, the combat. This is way better. And the overall quest line does hold your hand a bit more versus the PS2 version. I think for me, I got lost like 3 or 4 times on the PS2 version. While on this, I am just flowing through it. And also this game feels more scary versus the PS2 version as well. The game just seems darker and you can't see as much, at least for me. I can't see my sides or my back. And the radio that you pick up, it doesn't always work on this. So if you can't see the enemy, it's not active. If the enemies are hiding, it's not working. So it's a bit of a surprise when they jump you. On the PS2 game, it's always running, I'm pretty sure. And you can always hear them. So yeah, I do like this, but the cutscenes I think are worse than the original. I think I like the cutscenes way more. Alright, down here guys, we're sitting at 50 FPS now. And this entire time it's been sitting at pretty much 40 FPS and above. So I think playing at the medium settings with DLSS should give us 60 FPS, hopefully the entire time. This is going to be a packed month. We're going to get, what? We have Black Ops 6 coming out in 2 weeks, I think. Stalker 2. Won't get AC Shadows anymore. But there's something else, right? There's some other game that's coming out. Oh, there's Indiana Jones as well, which is hype. You don't really see too many Indiana Jones games anymore. For me, the last one that I played was on the PSP, I think. There was a PSP game. But that was pretty much it. And in the trailer, it did look pretty good. It felt like the old movies, which is a good thing. So yeah, I'm pretty hyped for that. And in the town, we're sitting at 60 FPS, guys. There we go. 70 FPS even. And playing at the medium settings. Here we go with that. There we go. And the DLSS is still active. Ah, there's no way, right? 50 FPS here now. Instead of like 45, I think. So we gained 10 FPS from before. I mean, to be honest, it feels fine. Playing at 50 will feel pretty close to playing at 60. So, not really a massive deal for me. But having some headroom would definitely help, you know? Because right here we're sitting at the mid-40s pretty much. So, not great there. And I think after this I'm going to go ahead and back out and play at 440p as well. And see if 30 FPS, a stable 30, is doable on that as well. I'm guessing it will be though. So I saw a post yesterday, I think, on the resolution of this game on the PS5. And apparently it falls down to like 800p, which is crazy. But I'm guessing they're using some sort of upscaling. Probably FSR, but that's really a guess. I'm not really sure on that. Back here again. And the FPS is sitting at 70 FPS again. Almost 80 FPS actually. So yeah, low 70s to the high 70s in the city. Pretty good. We have plenty of headroom now. 1440p. And at the medium settings with balanced FSR. DLSS, I mean, sorry. See you guys in the game. For this one, I'm hoping for 40 FPS. Or 30 FPS even. And so far we're sitting at 44, 45. That is pretty good actually. And the game looks way sharper, guys. This looks fantastic. It is just so crisp. I said this in the 4060 video, but for me, I'd rather play at 30 to 40 FPS at a high resolution versus playing at 60 at 1080p. Because it looks way better. It is just so much sharper. You can see so much more. And the detail is crazy. The fighting in this game is definitely more action-packed and more involved versus the PS2 version. But I think 40 FPS is still fine. Even for, I guess, the fighting scenes. And if I was going to guess, I would say that in the city, we would sit at the low to mid 50s. 60 FPS isn't going to happen most likely. Wow, never mind. I spoke too soon. 60 FPS right here. But it won't be stable, you know. It won't be stable 60. It will easily fall below it. So yeah, again, one more time. For 1080p, I'm playing at the medium settings probably with DLSS active. And that would give us like 50 to 60 FPS on average. Easier scenes into the 70s. And if you don't care about 60 FPS and you're playing at 1080p, then play at the max settings. And that will give you like 40 FPS to 50 FPS. Easier scenes in the 60s. And for 1440p, again playing at the medium settings with balanced DLSS. And we're sitting at 40 to 50 FPS on average. And in the city, we're sitting at 60 FPS. So there we have it. That is Silent Hill 2 on the RTX 2070. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time, next video. See you guys there.